All right, gang, let's say you want to start wearing your natural hair more, but you're scared, you're afraid, you kind of have a little bit of a bias towards your hair texture. People around you have made you feel like your hair is ugly. I'm going to show you guys how to slowly transition. Now, what I did, I jumped straight in. I did a big chop. I usually like to do that, like to create that way for myself to where I can't escape. Now, for some people, you guys got to go slow. So the first thing I would recommend is natural hair clip-ins. You could clip them in, clip them out. These are a little bit... Now, this is the thing. If you get a natural hair clip-ins that resemble your hair texture. So when I get clip-ins like this, a 4C hair clip-ins, I'm not going to have no problem blending it. Now, this is the thing. This is a natural. We're going to get to this in a minute, but I'm going to talk about the clip-ins. Now, with the clip-ins, I'll link them down below. But one thing with the clip-ins, I would say refrain from keeping them in at night because that clawing and clipping on your scalp can be really annoying. I would say that the clip-ins are great, but sometimes it is a little harder to keep them in formation. Good way to start out. Definitely, it's gonna be easy to blend. And I actually probably make a video one day of how I used to blend my clip-ins, but all I did, clip them in till you got a U part. And then I took my real hair and I twisted it with the clip-in hair. That's what I always did. Always make sure you use a nice cream and castor oil. Castor oil is a really good, it has a good consistency that just makes your hair blend effortlessly. I love it for my hot puffs. I love it for all that. So castor oil is definitely good. And I would just twist it with the the clip-ins and then boom, I was good to go. So that's my number one tip. Opting for natural hair clip-ins. Your hair might be too short underneath. You want a little bit of length. You're not ready to embrace it yet. Get you some natural hair clip-ins. The next thing I would recommend is to get a natural hair wig. Now, this is the natural hair wig that I have from the Til-tok shop. I absolutely love this because you could take this on and off. This would actually be my first suggestion. If I would have came across something like this before, oh my God, it's just such a lifesaver. Literally, all I got to do is take it on and off and it just blends effortlessly with my hair. Now, what I love about wigs is that they stay in formation and they're easier to take off. But the clip-ins, they're single. So it's like you got to clip it in. You got to remember how to clip it in. So every day your hair might look a little different. With a wig, that your hair looks the same. It's like it's going to look nice. It's going to be days with that wig. You have to get that wig together, but it's not like how it would be with clip-ins. But I really recommend wigs and clip-ins the most because you'll still have access to your hair. If you're somebody who went from wearing weaves a lot, sew-ins, lace downs, what they call it, lace fronts. If you're so used to wearing that, you need something to where you can still have access to your hair. Down wigs are not good for our edges. So I would really recommend to get a natural hair wig. This would be my first suggestion. I'll link this down below too. The next thing I would suggest to get a little bit more custom with your natural hair texture. Now, the reason I'm kind of debating if I want to throw this in here, but you know what? I am. Now, look, let me explain it different. I am for box braids and stuff like that, but that stuff make my hair itch. Now, I used to get Afro twist hair, and I actually want to get a style like this again because they look so cute. But the Afro twist hair, and I used to do my little twist. These are so nice, a very Afrocentric hairstyle. And that could, kind of pull you back to the motherlands a little bit because if you're going to wear them Brazilian buzz downs and you got some biases about your hair texture, like I said, maybe starting with these will kind of get you in the right groove because it still allows you to keep your hair, you got a nice twist. It's still nice. You don't really got to worry about it. But I would say in all of these styles, make sure you wash, condition, and deep condition your hair. Now, what I noticed when I had the Afro twist, right, when I would wash them, like when I wash shampoo, condition, they would get frizzy. Now, if I just put water on it and tied it down, I was fine. But full-blown washing them, nah. So that's the thing to keep in mind with those. But those are really nice styles. I love those. I think they're very African-American, very black girl. I just love those. Those are really dope. The next thing I would recommend to hit a custom to your natural hair is a big chop. Now, this is the most extreme one. A big chop, that's what I did, forced myself to take care of it, okay? Like this girl said, natural hair is exposure therapy. So you're going to have to get to a place where you do wear it out, okay? So like I said, starting off gradual and then going into the extreme. It's up to you. It's your girl Hago signing out. Peace.